Namaste, friends. Welcome to this webinar on sacred sexuality. Many participants they are joining. Another 1 or 2 minutes. We'll wait and then we start. And please do post your comments on the chat box. If you can hear me all right, if anybody can tell me if you can hear me okay, if my sound is audible. Okay, great. Sound is audible. It's clear. Okay, wonderful. Excellent. And so bear with me I'm understanding the Zoom for the first time. So just taking some time. I think everything will be okay as we go on. And before we start the session, maybe if you are comfortable, I want to see everybody's face, so that just we have an interaction, just to show your face, everybody can see us. It's good to, have a similar Sangha, like-minded people together. That's nice, that's nice. I can see many friends. Very good to see you, friends. And thank you very much for joining. And we are going to have an interesting session. I'm going to talk about the session. I see Deepa is there. Thank you, Deepa. Neetuji is here. And Komalji, Mayurji, thank you for joining. Kavitaji, thank you very much for joining. Ankur is here. Wonderful. Mayurji is here. Wonderful. Nice to meet you. Many of the people I'm seeing for the first time. It's very nice to meet you. I see some sir here. I don't know the name of sir. Sir?
Hari.
Hari sir. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you for joining, sir. Thank you. Vivek sir is here. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Komalji, Ramuji is here. Jayashri, Jignesh.
Hello, Aditya.
Hello, namaste.
Hello. How are you?
I'm great.
All the best.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All the best.
Thank you.
And I'm Jyoti Mehta from Bangalore.
Wonderful, madam. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you.
Hello, Aditya.
Namaste. Namaste.
Mamta here. Mamta here from Gurgaon.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So yes, a little introduction would be nice, friends. I can, if not on, you're not comfortable on camera, maybe a little on the chat, so that we just interact a little. I can just know that you are there. Wonderful, wonderful. And many friends are joining, still joining. So wonderful. Here, Meenakshi ji, I can see. Jayashri ji is there, Shilpa ji is there, Nikhil ji is there, Jignesh ji is there, Sugita ji is there. Nice to see you, Sugita ji. Welcome. Wonderful. Wonderful. So friends, I'm going to mute everyone, and if you have questions, we can unmute at the time of this question answer session. And so that we can hear everybody clear, my voice clearly. Okay, friends, great. So welcome again to all the friends who are here, like the seekers. We have a beautiful Sangha here. Today's session is about this very interesting topic, not much spoken about topic. The sacred sexuality. If anybody can't hear me or anything is there, please type in the comment. I'm also simultaneously watching the comment. I see many comments. Ramuji is here. Kamalji, thank you from Chandigarh. Wonderful. Sanjam ji is here. Mamta ji is here. Wonderful, wonderful. Jyoti ji is there. Deepa, Arav. Wonderful, wonderful. So, friends, I will share one story to begin with, like an experience. I was a child, very in my early age. I went to these Khajuraho temples, right? The Khajuraho temples that we know. And I could see those, at the top of the temple, we have those images, those figures, nude figures. I was curious to why those kind of figures were there on top of the temple, right? And then I researched on the Khajuraho temple, the figures, and it is said that earlier days, the monks used to go to the temple. They were not allowed to go inside the temple. They have to first meditate outside the temple and meditate on those figures, those figures, those nude figures. They are made outside the temple. They would need to meditate on those figures, and then their entire attention is on those figures on the temple. They used to meditate for 6 months, 1 year, sometimes even 2 years or more, until those images, that kind of desires, they could release. Those monks were not allowed to enter the temple. Very interesting, friends. These temples, when you look outside the temples, it's all made of these, the love making figures. But as you keep entering inside the temple, these figures starts diminishing, and in the inner sanctuary where the Lord is there, there is no such figure there in the inner sanctuary, right? And so, friends, it's earlier days, like we are talking about, especially sacred sexuality in terms of our Indian spirituality. I will talk more in, I'll give the reference of more from the Indian spirituality side, that we had such a rich culture which we have forgotten, and somewhere we have distorted the information of sexuality. So uh, my intention is to bring the divineness back into our lives. So friends, um, a little introduction about myself. As you know, I am Aditya. I The reason I am talking about these things is because as a child, I have gone through this gender confusion, right? And okay, so I'm just muting everyone. Welcome, Tejasvi. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Right? So, friends, this gender confusion in me led me to question, what is gender? What is it that is there to be? What is it to be a male? What is it to be a female? And I was curious to know about sexuality. I think all little children, they are curious about this subject, right? And it's like a discovery process for all of us, friends, right? So this is my background. I went through this confusion, uh, and I could finally, go into the inner journey because of this confusion, right? So I could accept myself, or I could live the life. Something was there inside in me, telling which was not matching my external reality, right? So this is a little story about me. And recently I was blessed to write a book on this. It's called The Transition. It's on the gender identity. So this is a little background about myself, and today I will we are going into this process, I will tell you what all we are doing. So the flow of the session is going to be a little discussion. The discussions is going to be on gender and sexuality, basically the origin of gender and sexuality. Then we'll go into chakras and intimate relationships, and then we will go into talking about the full body orgasms. I will explain what it is. And today, friends, we have a very special process. I think that what I will be guided with, that's what I think that I am being guided with, is initiation into sacred sexuality. So I will do a process to initiate all of us into this sacred sexuality. That's going to be after this discussion. And at the end of the session, I'm going to give you two very beautiful tools for your daily practice techniques. I will teach you two beautiful techniques that you can practice in your daily life, as we head towards ending the session. And at the end of the session, I will be taking some question and answers. Also, this webinar is like the introduction to the 2 days workshop that I will be doing this weekend. So I'll talk a little bit about it as we end the process. So this is our agenda today, friends. And now let us begin with the subject of understanding the origin of gender and sexuality. So friends, let me ask you a question, and you can type the answers, because it's better that you type it. Everybody can see, right? What is it? What do you understand by a male or a female or sexuality? What is your definition of that? So if you can just write it, what do you understand? I'll give you a minute's time to think about it. And if someone want to speak also, they can unmute themselves and see if you want to just address this question. What is to be a man? What is to be a woman? What is the term sexuality about? What is your understanding about it?
Aditya, I would like to speak for a minute.
Please.
As you know, I have a lot of resistance for gender, feminine and all. I think that might be one reason I have a lot of headache. And for the resistance, even when I attended your class in Mumbai, that was the thing. I think still the deeper things are going to touch. I have a lot of headache and stomach. I have vomiting sensation, whatnot, everything. I thought of not coming, but still I made an attempt to see, let me see what happens, I felt.
Wow.
I really have a lot of deeper wounds to acknowledge my gender, to access to my gender. And I think after registering to this class last night also, I was having dreams that I was in a womb and they wanted a boy. I was telling, please make me live. I think they were going for abortions or something. Please make me live. I'll do everything that you want.
Yes, yes.
So I'm trying to be like a boy and all that still is there. I'm sorting out bit by bit, but lot much is there. I could not even, I don't know how I'm sitting here also. That's my position.
Right, right. But your showing up is a courageous step, Tejasvi, that you could still show up for this session. All I want you to do is just don't stress a lot, just relax and listen to it. You can lie down or listen and just take it easy. And I think the initiation is going to help you today, right? So we'll do a process that may help you, okay? Yes, so male and female energy in each person. Okay, yin, yang, sexuality means union, wonderful. Masculine and feminine energy. Okay, feminines means to nurture, and yes, masculine means I think yes, maybe the action oriented, the energy is the masculine energy. Wonderful, wonderful. So friends, let us delve into the story of the origin of sexuality. So I'll tell you this story of how gender is born, how sexuality is born, right? So we all know this. So friends, one thing that I would like you to do is make yourself very comfortable in this workshop, right? Wherever you are at your home, be at your comfort. I would like you to be very relaxed. If possible, I would like to see you. It's good to see you, because I feel that I'm talking to someone. But if you are not comfortable, you can switch off your cameras and just be very relaxed, so that you can listen to this class and you can take the maximum benefit from this class, right? So the first thing is make yourself very, very comfortable, right? And so as I am saying, listen to this story, right? So before we know, the Big Bang Theory, we have heard about the Big Bang Theory. What was there before the Big Bang Theory, friends? So it says initially there was nothing. Now, when we say there is nothing, actually it does not mean that there is nothing. There is something, right? And this something, you can name it consciousness, or maybe you can say it is nothing. So the story goes as the nothingness, or this huge consciousness that is surrounding the, what we call the universe right now. It got bored. It got bored because it didn't have a form, it didn't have a shape, it didn't have a focus, right? So when it got bored, that's just like a story, getting bored. But what happened is it started becoming something. So out of no form, form started coming. Out of nothing, something started coming, right? So the universe got divided into two parts: known and unknown, nothing and something, right? So what is the known? Known is more of a masculine energy. You ask a man a question, you always have an answer. They will try to solve it. Men, they are basically called Mr. Fix It. They will always want to give you an answer, right? Because men always want to know, they don't want to live in the unknown. And women, they always are in a mystery. They like mystery, they like the unknown, right? They live in surrender, right? So the unknown was the expression of the feminine, and the known means it started becoming something. It is action oriented, it is looking for something, it is a directional force, it is a force that is coming from in to out, directional. So that became a masculine energy. And the feminine energy is the opposite. It's more of in to out. It's surrendering. That's the reason women are called sometimes mystery. Women are mystery. They like to live in mystery. They like to live in the unknown. Right, friends? So this, we as human beings, when we take the form of men and women, like our soul has taken forms, we are in that same polarity where this entire brahmanda has started. The origin of the brahmanda is same as what we are, right? And not only, friends, that we are into this polarity. If you look into the minutest atom also have sexuality inside it. There is this positive and the negative pole there, right? The minutest of thing, like an atom, has sexuality in it, right? So friends, sexuality, it's just this the term, it's like an umbrella term. And always the unknown is attracted towards the known. Unknown wants to know what is there happening in the known, what is there happening in the shapes. Unknown is always wanting to become something. And the known, the masculine force, is very curious. What is happening to this, these mystical, unknown, how women are so intuitive, they are attracted. So the unknown is attracted to the known, and the known is attracted to the unknown. Hence, the masculine energy is always moving to the feminine energy, and the feminine energy is moving to the masculine energy. So, friends, you may have known about incarnations, right? So, if you see your incarnation, maybe all of us have 300, 400 incarnations. So, there is no big deal in incarnations. We have been male, we have been female, we have been, maybe transgenders. We have incarnated in many of these, attires, many of these body shapes, right? So, the origin of this Brahmanda, Shrishti, what we call Shrishti, we find sexuality there. And then sexuality is in our minutest cell, the atoms, the minutest particle have this polarity inside us, this attraction. So this sex attraction is nothing but this unknown moving to the known and known moving to the unknown. The masculine and the feminine moving towards each other. The broader the difference, the more the attraction. And with our incarnation, friends, we are coming to the middle, understanding that we are both masculine and feminine inside. That is the realization. No matter we are born physically as a male or a female, we all know that there is this Ardhanareshwar sitting inside all of us. These two energies are inside both of us. So sexuality is an umbrella term, friends, and it's divine. So sacred it is, right? It is the birth of everything, right? It's the birth of whatever we are seeing around. Everything is born out of this divine, and it is only one energy in this entire Brahmanda. You call it life force energy, you call it Kundalini energy, you call it prana. There's only one energy, friends. Right? So how can be sexuality so dirty? Like how does it become so dirty? How does it becomes a matter of shame for us? Why are we feeling so shameful about it? Right? If you look into the very early childhood stages, our parents might have tell us, don't, those are your private parts. Don't touch chi-chi. That's a chi-chi thing, right? They have told us about chi-chi. That's the first thing that we have heard. I think most of us resonates with what I'm saying, right? And when this chi-chi gets inside us, then how do we convert, these very early impression into something beautiful? Because then there is nothing called a sex education in our society, right? Everything is against the sex, right? Oh, the boy shouldn't talk to the girl shouldn't talk to the boy, or everything is so hidden. And then this boy who was told about this chi-chi, he gets married, right? And the guilt is there in this boy that I'm doing something not good, I'm doing something shameful. So how does that sacred thing is sustained? No, that is lost in our programming. And so much programming, friends, so much programming about women needs to be like that, men needs to be like that. We don't need to imitate anything. What we need to become, if we dive deeper inside us, our expression will come spontaneously, right? So women needs to be in an environment so that they can be women, right? So we need to create like a healthy environment. And all cultures have formed by taming sexuality. Sexuality is in the very core. These are very hidden dynamics. We don't speak about it. How to tame the women in the society? how should men behave? How can the domination happen? How can I restore my property? Everything has started by suppressing sexuality, right? How do I suppress this thing? So why suppression? To control. Otherwise, without suppression, there is no control. People can't be controlled. Why sexuality is suppressed? Otherwise, people can't be tamed. When the life force is controlled, so the intelligent people know about this. When the life force is controlled, right, people can be controlled, right? Hence, you can, all these dogmas and beliefs has come to make sexuality as dirty, as not like a shameful thing. So it's very interesting, friends, when we go into the very depths of understanding the origin of sexuality, the true origin, the true essence. Our Indian spirituality talks about it. You should read Indian spirituality, Indian sex, what they speak about sexuality. Even Egyptian culture, even Tibetan culture, the great cultures that we had, they have all have huge respect for sexuality. So friends, so sex energy is like, this two diode. You see the battery, right? The positive end and the negative end. So when we keep the negative and the positive end, there is an electricity flow. That electricity flow is the sex energy. So sexuality in a whole is an umbrella term. There are not many things under it. Like sexual identity, sexual orientation. I'm not going to go very deep inside it, but just to make you understand about this subject as we have started. Okay, friends. Now, let us move into understanding chakras and intimate relationship. Why I have kept this topic, it's very important to know how can we have a healthy sexuality in us. How? We need to look at the seven chakra knowledge is very important, right? If we, let's talk about the first chakra. We all know the first chakra is the root chakra, right? If we don't feel safe, if we don't feel secure, we won't be able to trust. If we don't develop trust for ourselves, first the trust for ourselves, and then the trust for the partner. Otherwise, if there is no trust, sexuality is closed in us. So the root chakra needs to be worked. If we struggle to connect, to share our connection with our partner, or even to ourselves, sometimes we are so closed because the root chakra is not feeling safe. There is no trust. So that's how the first important thing is to look into the root chakra if we need to step into the sacred sexuality, right? Second thing is the sacral chakra, acceptance. It's all about acceptance. We have stored so much guilt and shame in the second chakra. How can we release this? By forgiving ourselves, by forgiving others. We can heal this chakra. Until we do that, we can't accept our sexuality. We can't accept our partner's sexuality. We don't respect. Many people, when they know that I'm working with sexuality, even before understanding, they start judging, right? They start judging. You know why they judge? People who judge sexuality is because their own sexual center is closed. They don't want to look into it, right? Old souls, only old souls can understand about sexuality. People who don't have, for example, very early souls, they're struggling for food, they're struggling for power. They don't want to understand sacred sexuality. So all of you who are here today are very old souls, because only old souls want to step into sacred sexuality, want to heal, because they understand the significance of this very deep energy, very core energy, primal energy, right? So the sacral chakra, friends, we need to release the guilt and shame. We need to forgive ourselves. We need to forgive others. Then the sexuality can open. Sacral chakra is responsible for sexuality. I think it's more dominant on the second chakra. All chakras are related to sexuality. That's what I'm going to talk about. Third chakra, solar plexus. If we can't appreciate ourselves, if we are too much ego oriented, we can't have sexuality without expectation. Otherwise, most of the sexuality that is being practiced is with expectations. You give me this, I'll give you that. That is the agreement. Letting go of the ego, right? Ego, we need to free the blockages in the solar plexus. Like it's controlling the sexual experience. How do we go into that ecstasy that we are all came from? Our nature is ecstatic, friends. Our nature is orgasmic. But we are sitting with so much of pains, around us. We have formed so many shells around us, right? But our inner nature is ecstatic. And then the fourth chakra, friends, the heart chakra. We have a fear of loving ourselves. We have a fear of loving others. So even if the love making is there, it's a disconnected love making, right? So the heart chakra, if it's closed, again, our sexuality is closed, right? And throat chakra. What is in the throat chakra? Sexuality is a form of self-expression, friends. Authentic, positive, creative expression. We want to express that way, right? So if this chakra is closed, we are not able to express our sexuality in a positive way. And then the third eye chakra, what is it? It is about trusting your intuition. We struggle to reach intimacy with other partner or even to ourselves. We are not intimate if this chakra is closed. So we need to work on, or maybe just give yourself the suggestion that I'm open. And finally, the crown chakra, friends. If the crown chakra is closed, we don't experience this extreme ecstatic state, because this is a chakra for connecting to the divine, right? So love also, the sexual growth also happens stage by stage, friends. First, we start from the very physical, the mechanical sexual act. That's on the very first layer. It's kind of animalistic sex, right? So that's where we all start from. And then we grow a little bit from this animalistic nature, and we connect to our emotions, to our feelings. So we have gone a stage up from the physical to the emotional, right? And then from the emotional, we go into the heart, right? A feeling of love. It's more deeper. Now we are adding love. First, we are adding feelings and emotion to sexuality. Then we start adding love to our sexual expression. Again, we have grown further. And then the fourth layer is the connection with the divine. So from the physical, it's like a ladder. We are growing from the physical to the spiritual layers. So, okay, friends. So at this point of time, I'd like you to sit wherever you are. We'll do a short exercise, okay? Very short, very beautiful. I'll teach you how to breathe, okay? Art of breathing is very, very important when you are starting to work on sexuality, right? So I'll help you to understand this beautiful breathing technique. So please settle down wherever you are, friends. We'll do a very short exercise for 5 minutes, and close your eyes wherever you're sitting. Better not to lie down during the process because the spine should be erect opposite the gravity, right? And friends, just close your eyes and be with your breath. Just observe your breath. And you observe, and you're observing the breath. I'd like you to feel the length of your breath, how much you are breathing, how deep is your breath. Just observe, is it a very deep breathing or it's very shallow breathing? Whatever it is, just observe. You don't have to alter it. Right. And keep observing the breath. And I'd like you to now start deepening your breath a little bit, like deepen and see how deep you can breathe. Just deepen a little bit more than before. Just deepen your breath a little bit more than what you're breathing. Very good. Deepen the breath. Wonderful. Right. And try to now breathe into your heart. You're breathing deep inside your heart. And you're feeling an expansion of your heart. Your heart chakra is expanding with each breath. And you're feeling this beautiful feeling in your heart. Heart is the feeling of the love center. Now, when you're breathing into your love center, the love is expanding. Each breath is expanding the heart chakra. And you don't have to be very calculative where the chakra is, which location it is, just the heart, that's it. Wherever you feel a nice feeling, you're breathing into this very beautiful, nice feeling in your heart. Beautiful. And now I'd like you to still keep on deepening your breath. Now you breathe into your navel, around your navel, into your belly. Now your breath is becoming more deeper. More deeper. Very good. Breathe into the navel, breathe into the solar plexus, which is around the navel area, above the navel. Gently and nicely, we are breathing deep and long breaths. You're doing very well. And now I like you to breathe below your navel. Now I like you to find this place which I'll term as the sex center. When you're breathing below your navel, you're breathing now inside your genitals or your sexual center. Breathe into that. And imagine the sex center is expanding. And it's okay to feel the sensation there. Invite all the sensations. Breathe into this sex center or genitals, whatever you understand. Just keep breathing inside it and imagine or feel that center is expanding. Breath is a healer, my friends. Breath is a guide. Just the breath. Keep breathing into the sex center. Deep and long. Keep breathing. With each breath, the sensation in the sex center is increasing. It's expanding. And I'd like you to allow that expansion feeling. Like a balloon, the sex center is expanding. And as you keep breathing inside it, it started becoming like a beach ball. Started becoming more bigger, like a beach ball. You'll find a point there around the genitals, around the sex center, where there is a point of some feelings, some intense feeling. And you're breathing inside that point. This is called ecstatic breath, ecstasy breath. Breathing into this beautiful divine center, sacred spot. This is a sacred spot. Breathing in all these divine energies into that sacred spot and breathing out all the limitations that we know, all the shame, all the guilt. Breathing in divinity, cosmic energy into the sacred center and breathing out, inhaling out all the limited beliefs. Breathing in love, divine love into the sacred spot and breathing out, releasing all this tired energies, all that we have learned. Release it. Release all the limitation from this sacred center. Keep breathing. This is a beautiful, ecstatic breathing practice. As you breathe in, the sex center, the sacred center is expanding. It's a joyful breath. Breathing in all the love, the beauty, the sacredness, and breathing out all the shame, the guilt. non-acceptance out of the body. Beautiful. Very good, my friends. Now, start bringing your breath back into your stomach. Keep breathing inside your stomach now. And now come back to your heart. Now start breathing in your heart and feel all the love in your heart, the self-love, the love for everything around, beautiful love in your heart. Just be with your heart. Wonderful, my friends. Whenever now you're ready, I'd like you to slowly come back. You can rub your hands and put them on your eyes very gently. Take your time. Whenever you're ready, you can come back. So friends, if anybody would like to share their experience, how they felt, they can share it by unmuting themselves or maybe on the chat box, whatever is comfortable. Sharing is always beautiful because we learn from each other. It inspires when we share, we inspire others, we inspire ourselves. It takes us out of the box. So either you can type it or just unmute yourself. Yes, Tejasvi.
I feel better. I feel bit relaxed, bit safe. I am feeling now to explore or what. I think, yeah.
Right. Wonderful, wonderful, Tejasvi. Thank you. Okay, so felt calm, felt very nice in the heart chakra. I just felt relaxed. Wonderful, wonderful. It's a beautiful relaxation exercise also, right? And if we keep practicing this exercise, friends, over the time, though it looks very simple exercise, but over the time you're going to really have a very you can really establish your sacred sexuality with this one simple exercise. Okay, so another friend is saying it was cozy and loving. Yes, exactly. I feel calm and good. Very wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so another friend is saying it was a beautiful experience. I released a lot of blocked energy from the sacral chakra and received beautiful ideas for paintings. Wonderful. Feeling so much more creative. Wonderful, wonderful. Another friend is saying I felt opening any layer in the sex center. Yes, opening of the sex center is also very important, friends. I'll see if I can give you another very different tool for people who are not able to breathe. Sometimes we can't breathe also properly, but I'll give you another exercise for that. We'll do it later. Okay. Okay. So friends, let's move on. I will keep reading the comments. I'll read all the comments and I'll get back. And now we are going to talk about something called as full body orgasms after what is full body orgasm? So friends, when we all have experienced full body orgasms when we are in our mother's womb. This is a very I would say controversial topic when it was spoken about. And yes, I'm talking about the great master Osho. When he had first spoken about this experience, it was a lot of people have rejected him, and people did not wanted to believe what he was saying. But friend, I highly recommend the book Sex to Super Consciousness by the great master Osho. And that's a very must read, to understand sacred sexuality if you want to, because we are all interested to align our sexuality to our spirituality, right? Why sexuality is a different topic, and spirituality is divine, spirituality is sacred, meditation is divine, but not sexuality. We can't talk about it, we can't add it in our spiritual journey. So our intention is to have the sacred sexual journey with our spiritual journey. It's the same thing, right? So that's our intention. So from that perspective, that's a very beautiful book. And I was talking about the ecstatic or the full body orgasm, friends. When we have been little children in our mother's womb, we have all felt this ecstatic, this orgasm throughout our body, right? So now when we start developing, that's what happens. When we start developing, we start growing, in our body, in our psyche. As we keep growing, we start developing many intellectual layers. Also, we call these as defense mechanisms. And we have forgotten about this experience. We have, sometimes we also remember only because of so many of negative experience. We only remember the negative experience, but we forgot about this orgasmic, this ecstatic experience that we had when we have been in the womb. And also, friends, not only in the mother's womb, also in the universal womb. And friends, we are still in the universal womb. We are all immersed in the universal womb right now. When I have realized this in my mind, it was a great healing in my psyche. This is just the thought that you are immersed in the universal womb. You're being taken care of. You are safe. You are loved, right? And you are orgasmic. You are ecstatic. You can experience it right now. Why are we not experiencing it right now? Because of these painful experience, the kind of all the taboos and dogmas that we have learned, our experiences from our parents, from our neighbors, from our schools, right? This is what happens, right? But full body orgasm can again be obtained, friends. The exercise that which I have given you right now, I have given you a great key, friends. Take my words. If you practice this, you will see how the sex center starts expanding in you, how you just start accepting your sexuality, how you start moving deeper inside it. All those dogmas will fade away. All those beliefs will fade away. Breath is a beautiful tool, right? And one day you will find from the top of your head to the tip of your toe, you are able to feel this orgasmic energy, the sexual energy. You can feel it flowing freely from your head to your toe. Friends, when Buddha got enlightened, he got sexual all over. What does that mean? He got this sexual energy, which is, of course, the life force energy, which is the Kundalini energy, was spread all over him, from the tip of his fingers to all the parts, to all the cells. And not only all the parts of the body, it says wherever Buddha used to sit, 10 miles diameter, his aura was spread. When any person is coming to meet Buddha and they enter the 10 meters diameter, they will feel a calmness, a bliss inside them. So that was the bliss of Buddha. That was the bliss. So if I call it sexual energy, people get triggered, you know. They say, oh, what? We're talking sexual energy. It's the same energy. It's the same life force energy, right? It's the same Kundalini energy that was spread. So when Buddha walked, he was carrying the 10 miles diameter across him. Millions of people have gathered because of this feeling. When you go to an enlightened person, you feel this energy, friends. If you ever meet an enlightened person, you'll feel this energy. In the aura of that person, you'll feel very calm, very blissful. All enlightened person they have transcended their sexual. Why I'm saying transcended? It's not that, normally there is something dirty or wrong with us. It's just in the mind, friends, that so much of conditioning has happened in us. It's there in the mind. But friends, no matter how big is the darkness, no matter how many years the darkness is there, one light is enough to awaken that. Right? That's all we should all believe. So friends, all of us who are here, this is the initiation I want all of us to take today, that from today we are going to practice conscious sexuality. How we do that, I will tell you about it today. Conscious means we are aware. Many times we are moving into a sexual act being unconscious, being mechanical. Many men, many boys, they come to me, they say, sir, I have this problem of watching pornography. I'm addicted to it. I tell them, whenever you watch pornography, please be respectful to them. Please have respect when you are seeing pornography. Please see it with a lot of awareness. Please see it with a lot of divinity in your mind. All experiences, friends, how we take it makes it divine or a devil. How we take it is a choice that is there in our hands. We can choose to take it graciously, divinely, right? So because, any addiction, we can't leave. So I know if I tell people or those men who are coming with an addiction, they won't leave it. If you can't leave it, see that with grace, see that with divinity, see that with awareness. At least the first step is awareness. Be aware, because we keep getting lost into an act. Even the sexual act, we just get lost. It's so mechanical. We are not connected to our heart. So let us make a promise to ourselves that we be with our heart all the time. Let us attach heart to everything. Let the string from the heart go to everywhere, and also to our sexuality. So friends, we will go into the initiation process in some time, which is a beautiful process. And we will also have some question answer sharing. We will have a question answer round where we can share any confusion or any doubts that you want to ask. We will share about it. Okay, so as I was talking about conscious sexuality, so it's bringing awareness to sexuality. So that's what Osho has spoken about. Osho was misunderstood. The great master was misunderstood by many people because they just took the words of sexuality. They forgot awareness. They forgot love, right? They just took the word sex. He's not talking just about them. So what is the difference between an animal and a human? Humans are aware. They can divert their sexual energy into more creative things. Animals can't do that. We have developed from animal to humans to divert our sexual energy, to grow more, to be more graceful. And it's also a manifestation energy, friends. Whatever we are thinking during a sexual act is very important. So be watchful of what we are thinking. Negative thoughts, because it's a life force energy. So even the negative thoughts are being caught by the life force energy. So let's have wonderful thoughts when we are in a sexual act. So friends, right now, let us take some questions. I think I'll take some question answers before we head on to the process, to the initiation process. If anyone have questions, they can either unmute themselves and ask a question, or you can put a question on the box. I can answer it by the chat box. Yes, please.
Aditya, shall I ask?
Yeah.
Yeah, wherever I go for whatever the workshop, be it money or whatever, the root cause is like I'm unworthy, I'm not good enough, and it comes from rejecting my gender. So, in every area of my life, this root cause is playing a major role, and this is affecting my whole life, literally. My whole life is running around this thing. But now I didn't think of even rising up this. I don't know what this workshop is about, also. I just intuitively got, and I was a minute half an hour ago when I was having a lot of headache. I thought I saw laptop so much, which I'm not so used to. Now I'm taking classes online. That's why I got headache. But the minute I saw you, I told again that these are the fears and the dreams. Yesterday I got again gender rejection. So how long, or is that okay to say? I'm not liking myself telling always this reason, but this is only coming wherever I go.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely telling, after attending one day workshop in Mumbai of yours also, I saw a lot of shift. But though it is traumatic, a bit tough, but after I address this, at least a 1%, my life will be much better in the flow, at least for some much better. But
Yes.
how long will this be? Or I'm sometimes like, am I improving or what? Wherever I'm coming, again I'm crying, again I am feeling
Yeah.
all the thing. Am I healing or what? Am I repeating the story?
Yes. So because you are working a lot on yourself, Tejasvi. You have worked a lot on yourself. You are still working a lot on yourself. What I am feeling for you right now is accept that you are not able to accept that fact. Accept that you are not able to accept your gender. Because acceptance is also very beautiful, because we keep struggling. Why it's not happening? I have to become like that. I have done so much work, still it's not coming, right? So acceptance is a very beautiful way, because see, bliss or can't be demanded. Like it is a blessing cannot be demanded, right? So somewhere you are trying to get into an ease, into a comfort, like, of course we are all moving towards that same place, but that cannot be demanded, that cannot be fought. That can be in a place of surrender, right? So it's a beautiful, that's what is coming for you right now at this moment, is to accept that you are not able to accept the fact. Maybe
I'm okay to cry, for example, but my mind says this is not happy. I don't know to express also. We are so used to strong self, happy self, and all that.
yeah, yes,
Now that when I'm crying, after some time, I'm not able to accept why am I always this self.
yes,
But I'm
yes,
okay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'll accept it.
yes. Thank you for this question, Tejasvi. Thank you. Okay, I have some more questions here. Why is pleasure considered painful? Sorry, Manoj ji has asked this question. I'm sorry, Manoj ji, I don't get your question very clearly. Pleasure is considered painful. But what I'm understanding is, we have a aversion to pleasure also. Somewhere if we go into pleasure, we feel very guilty. oh, I'm not worthy of pleasure. Sometimes this can be our, again, coming from all those, you can say all those programming. Pleasure is beautiful. Pleasure is divine, friends. Let us all say it on our heart. Pleasure is divine. Pleasure is required. We all require that. And I accept pleasure. I accept pleasure. I'm open to pleasure. I welcome pleasure in my life. Okay, I think Manojji is saying not painful. Okay, maybe we can have a one-on-one, Manojji, to understand your question more. Another question, why is it so that some people, okay, so Shilpa ji, there is a question here. Why is it so that some people have always sex on their mind and some people just have no interest in any sexual act? It affects the relationship also, exactly. The problem is we have sex in our mind, and some people have sex, you know, they are numb to sexuality. They want to push away sexuality, and some people, they are obsessed about sexuality. Friends, both are mental acts. Sexuality has gone in our mind. In a psychology conference, somebody, you know, I heard somebody saying the biggest sexual organ is the head. It has gone into the mind, right? Thinking about sexuality is not sexuality, friends. That's the reason we have to go more into our feelings, into our emotion. Let us delve more into the raw feelings. And sometimes it makes us a little scary. It makes us a little bit unsafe. So those are the things that needs to be worked, right? And it's like you peel off the layer, but you peel it with a lot of love. That's what I'm saying. My understanding is accept wherever we are. First, we need to get into that mode. Okay, this is what I am. This is what I feel, right? Drop all the judgment first, right? And from there, you know, the blessing will start happening. I think sexuality is a great blessing to us. We don't realize it. We have taken it for granted, right? The body is the temple. We have taken it for granted. I think body is, you know, or many cultures, they say, oh, body is nothing. You have to discard the body someday, right? So let us start from there. So yes, so that's the sexuality coming from the mind. And people who are numb to sexuality, they might have some blocks. That's the reason they are pushing away sexuality. So both are not correct, you know. So coming from the heart, again, the heart is the key. Thank you for the question. Okay, sinful. Manojji, now I understand your question. He was saying why pleasure is sinful, right? Again, Manojji, I think that is what we have to go to the origin of understanding how people have spoken about it as sinful. Because friends, what I understand is if all the people on the earth, they are very, you know, they are very happy, very blissful, then all the top heads can't control anyone. If they take away pleasure from people, if they make you feel that pleasure is sinful, then only you can be controlled. That's a great conspiracy behind suppressing sexuality, friends. So please read about it. I can refer you some books after the workshop. Okay, so somebody, Komalji is asking you, you mentioned we should not try to have negative thoughts during sexual act. How to avoid that? Very good question, friends. Always, I suggest meditation. All meditators will start cultivating positive thoughts. So yes, please don't be in a hurry to take my word. Today only I'll start have positive thoughts. It may not be possible. Don't be scared of that. It may take a little time, but please get into the practice of meditation, of converting the negative thought to the positive thoughts. And self work, friends. Self work is very, very important to turn the negative thoughts, negative beliefs into the positive beliefs. So thank you for the question. Okay, so there is a person, there's another question from Hariji. He's asking, is this journey possible when a person is alone, or does it needs a partner? If so, how does one recognize or welcome the right partner into one's spiritual and the evolutionary journey? Okay, fantastic question. Like, you have asked a very big question that cannot be, concised in a very short answer. But thank you for the question, Hariji. First of all, you don't need a partner for this practice. Please be aware of that. You don't need a partner for any practice. Yeah, we can choose a partner later, or what I suggest is, when we are clean inside, when we are clear inside, we attract the right partner, or whatever we are, we attract that kind of partner, right? So sometimes we attract partner because we have to learn karmic lessons. That's great. We should be ready to take those lessons. And many people talk to me about soulmates and twin flames. Friends, there's a lot of hype about these terms also. I don't want to go too much in those subjects, but uh, whatever we are inside, that is reflected outside. So if we have a very loving partner, that means there is love inside us that's being reflected. Good karmas will bring those kind of partners. And sometimes we have hard partners. They are there to teach us lessons, and that also requires acceptance. So uh, I talk a lot about acceptance because that's my basic practice, and that's the start of sacred sexuality, friends. Is it starts from acceptance. If you want to heal your sexuality, start from acceptance, and accepting whom? First, yourself as you are. So we will be talking a lot of things. Please don't start judging yourself, saying, oh, I'm doing that, I'm having this thought, how do I release? Don't worry. Please start wherever you are. Please accept yourself. Start respecting yourself, even your flaws. Even your flaws. Love your flaws, friends. That's the greatest practice. Give love to your flaws. This is my flaw. Love it. Embrace it. So thank you for these questions. Okay, there are a few more questions. I'm going to answer the question after the initiation practice. So friends, just 2 minutes. I'll give you a break. It would be just 2 minutes, okay, not more than that. I'd like you to just get up, have a glass of water, maybe the restroom, come back in 2 minutes. We'll start the initiation process. It's a very, very deep, divine process. I hope you all benefit. We all benefit from it. We'll come back in 2 minutes. Okay, friends. I hope everyone, we are all back. So please find a comfortable posture. If possible, I would like everyone to sit on the floor. If possible, you would have a very good experience. Otherwise, you can be wherever you are. You can take a back rest or you can sit upright. I request you to sit upright for this initiation process. And all of you, somewhere, you are ready for this initiation, for this sacred initiation to sacred sexuality. That's the reason you have joined. So tell yourself, I am ready for this sacred initiation. I'm ready to live a life of sacred sexuality. Let us close our eyes, friends, cross our legs, cross our hands, sit upright. And I'd like you to just place your attention on your breathing. Feel the breath. Be with the breath. And breathe into your heart as you were breathing earlier. Breathe in your heart. Feel the heart. With each breath, it is expanding. Now let your breath go more deeper. And you're breathing into your genitals or your sex center or the sacred center. Feel the sacral chakra, the sex center. Feel the area of your genitals. Each breath is nourishing the genital organs. And now, from the genitals, from the sex center, I'd like you to feel that you're growing roots. And these roots are going deep inside the Mother Earth. Deep inside the moist soil of the Mother Earth. The roots are penetrating deeper and deeper and reaching the center of the Mother Earth. And the roots are coiling there. And your pulling sensation that you're feeling near your sex center, the sexual organs, you're feeling a pull, gravitational pull. And now I'd like you to breathe in to the core of the Mother Earth. Take a deep breath and breathe out. Breathing deep inside the core of the Mother Earth, releasing all the limitation of the sex center. Give it back to the Mother Earth. She can handle it. She's the great mother. She can take care of all this shame and guilt and unsafe feeling that we carried. Release all these feelings into the Mother Earth. All the limitation, all the confusion. And breathe in the pure, fresh energies of the Mother Earth into your sex center. Breathing in all the fresh energies of the Mother Earth. Breathing out all the limitation, all the confusion. Breathing in fresh energies from the Mother Nature into the sex center. Breathing out all confusion, tired energies out. Breathing in this green energy of the Mother Earth, green loving energy of the Mother Earth. Filling the sex center with the green, fresh energy. And releasing this limited perception, this limiting energy from the sex center back to the Mother Earth. She can take care of it. Keep breathing. Your sexuality is anchored divinely in into the Mother Earth. It's done. It's anchored with all the safety, all the gracefulness, with all the power. It's done. It's done. Now bring this beautiful sensation from the sacral chakra, from the sex center, back into the heart. Feel this beautiful loving feeling in your heart. And from the heart, now, I'd like you to breathe into your crown now. Feel that you're breathing to the crown chakra. Top of your head, blissful energy. Deep and long breaths into your crown. And from the crown, let branches develop. Imagine or feel you're developing branches from your crown higher up. The branches are moving to the ceiling that you're, wherever you are. And it's going beyond the ceiling, beyond the house, wherever you're sitting. Reaching the clouds. Moving above the clouds, above the sky. Towards the source. These imaginary branches are holding all the stars, all the galaxies, and beyond, moving to the source. Branch getting anchoring in the source. You're feeling an upward pull. Breathing in the source energy into your crown. And releasing all the limited energy, all the tired old energy. Give it back to the source. Breathing in beautiful, cosmic, pure energies into your crown. And releasing all the limitations back to the source. Breathing in white energy healing energy, cosmic energy into your crown, releasing all the old energies, the dark energies, releasing your mind, releasing your crown. Now bring in this beautiful feeling back into your crown. From the crown, come back to the heart. Be in the heart with this white and green energy. And you're breathing inside your heart now, and the heart starts expanding even more than before. Visualizing, feeling the heart, the love expanding. And I'd like you to feel that you are now surrounded with a pink bubble of light. As the baby is inside the mother's womb, you are inside the universal womb. As the baby is in the amniotic fluid, feeling very safe, very protected. You are very protected, very safe inside this pink bubble. And this bubble is stretched. As you stretch your hand, that diameter, you feel this bubble. And no matter what, this bubble would be surrounding you from today onwards. No matter what, you would be in this divine love. Feel this pink bubble, this beautiful, soft, light, beautiful love encircling you. And you are experiencing this ecstasy, this calmness, this blissfulness inside this pink bubble. And now repeat these statements as I say. My body is sacred. My sexuality is sacred. My body is sacred. My sexuality is sacred. I'm aligned with my sexuality. I am aligned with my sexuality. Sexual energy is the bridge back to our source. It is our connection with the life force, with the source. I am aligned to the source. I am a divine sexual being. I accept and I love my sexuality. At this moment, this beautiful pink bubble is surrounding you, and sacred sexuality is activated in you right now. It is installed in you right now. It was always there. We are reminding you about it right now. At this moment, I would like you to invoke Lord Shiva and Shakti as the Divine Mother and Divine Father holding you. From this moment, it will be always there. Be safe, feeling safe as we have the Divine Father and Divine Mother, the Shiva and the Shakti, the Source and the Originator with us all the time. You can remember this divine love every day after you wake up in the morning. Even if you don't remind yourself, it is still there because we are already home. We are home. We are home. We are home. Just be for another 2 minutes. Okay, friends, you can again get back to this meditation whenever you want to. You can get to the same state as of now. Whenever you're ready, rub your hands and place it on your eyes softly and come back with this feeling, with this beautiful feeling coming back. Wonderful, friends. So if anyone wants to share, they can unmute or they can write in the comments. Or maybe we've gone very deep. Maybe we don't want to share right now. That's also okay. Yeah. So, friends, also I wanted to let you know about this 2 days workshop that I would be doing this coming weekend. Mostly this would be a workshop with these kind of experiences that we just did. So I would say it's mostly like 30% theory and 70% exercises, like practical exercises that we would learn there. Also, the syllabus is something like we would be getting into the regression into gender and sexuality. It's a beautiful process to go to the origin of sexuality. And there's another beautiful meditation of the masculine feminine, understanding the dynamics of the masculine feminine, also called the anima and animus. Then we'll delve more into the chakra and sexuality. There is a beautiful meditation on chakra and sexuality that I would be performing. And art of breathing into sexuality. There are many variations of breath and many practices. Like one of them are the microcosmic orbit and the practice of microcosmic orbit with different variations, which I'll be teaching in that workshop. And the art of breathing in sexuality. Also manifestation through sexuality is another topic. Okay, so am I audible, friends? Hello? Am I audible, friends? Connection?